Welcome to How to Play Nuclear War. Nuclear War is a hilarious, fast-paced card game that has won numerous awards, including being elected into the Adventure Gaming Hall of Fame in 1998. Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Barton, and I am the daughter of Doug Malowicki, who invented and copyrighted this game 46 years ago, way back in 1965 when he was just 26 years old. Flying Buffalo Inc. of Scottsdale, Arizona has sold the game since 1972. Over 500,000 have been sold to date. The owner of the game, who always deals and plays first, shuffles the Nuclear War deck and deals 9 cards to each player. The remaining cards are face down in the center of the table. The starting population of each country is determined by shuffling and dealing the small population card. You start by dealing everyone a random amount of population. These cards come in 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, and 25 million amounts. When your population is gone, you are out of the game. There are many ways to force your opponents to lose population. One is by propaganda. If you play this card, you get to take 5 million population away from your opponent of your choice and add it to your stack. Another way is with a secret or a top secret card. This may cause your opponent to give you population or lose turns. Note that if the card says you or your president, it happens to you. You have to play it anyway. If it says your enemy, you get to choose who it happens to. And if you didn't have an enemy before, you will after you play this card. Of course, the most popular way to destroy your enemy's population is with missiles and bombers. It takes at least 2 turns to play a missile or bomber. First you play the missile, and then you play the warhead. The missile or bomber says right on it how big a warhead it carries, and the warhead says how many million people it kills. Once you play a missile or bomber and a warhead that fits on it, you must pick a target. If your target has an anti-missile, he or she can shoot down your missile and it becomes his turn. Using an anti-missile gives you the initiative. If he can't shoot it down, you spin the radioactive fallout spinner to see whether or not the fallout from the blast kills any extra population. Your enemy loses that amount of population and play proceeds to the next player. The game comes with a cardboard spinner. But it is more fun to use the electronic Nuclear War Radioactive Fallout Spinner app produced by Talc Media. The Talc Media app was first released for Droid smartphones in July of 2011 and is coming soon for iPhones. If you completely destroy your enemy's population, he now gets the final retaliation and gets to play all of his or her cards at once. This can result in a chain reaction that destroys all players. The first thing we do is deal 9 cards to each player. Then each player must play all secret and top secret cards in his hand and replace them with new cards, so all players have 9 non-secret cards. Now, nuclear warfare happens very quickly, so you have to decide in advance what your first 2 plays will be before you get to see what anyone else has played. Everyone plays 2 cards face down in front of you, arranged so that everyone can tell which one comes first. When it is your turn, you draw 1 card. You play it immediately if it is a secret or top secret. If not, put it in your hand, select a 3rd card to be played, put it down behind the others so that you always have at least 2 cards face down. Then turn up the front card. This is the card you have played. If it is propaganda, you immediately take the many people from another player. If it is a missile or bomber, you leave it there until your next turn. When your next turn comes around, you again draw a card, play a 3rd card again, and turn up the next card. If it is a warhead that fits on that missile, as this one does, you pick which of the other players is your target. You have started the war for everyone. Note that a missile can only carry one warhead, even if it is smaller than the maximum allowed. A bomber can carry multiple warheads as long as the total is not more than its maximum. If on your turn you turn up a bomber, you leave it there just like a missile. On your next turn, if you turn up a warhead that fits, again, you pick a target and drop it on someone. If your bomber is not shut down and if it has not carried the maximum load, you put the used warhead under the bomber to show how much capacity has been used, and play continues. On your next turn, if the card you turn up is not a warhead that fits, the bomber goes away. But if it is a warhead that fits, you again pick a target. It could be the same target or a different one. Don't forget that each successful bomb also has to include the effects from the radioactive fallout spinner. That is pretty much it. Propaganda cards can only be used in peacetime. It becomes war as soon as someone turns up a warhead that fits on a missile or bomber that was turned up on the previous turn. After that, any propaganda that is turned up is just a wasted turn. Note, however, if someone gets wiped out and after he or she finishes final retaliation, it is peace again. If all the players but you have been killed, and you still have a few population left, you have won. If the next to last player manages to kill all your population with the burst of final retaliation, then everyone has lost. You didn't win by being the last to die. Dead is still dead.